Jonathan Majors convicted of 2 misdemeanor accounts of harassment and assault. And they say that carries a sentence of up to 1 year.
Now, this all stems from an incident that occurred in March of this year.
So there's 2 other charges, I believe, that were dropped or he wasn't convicted of, but he did get convicted of harassment and assault, physical assault on his former girlfriend. And I will say this, though. I find it very funny that, and very odd. I don't know what to play up here. I don't want to play up race, but it does seem odd to me that someone like Ezra Miller, who,
oh yeah,
had several accusations on him. Someone who was actually said to have a cult and said to be a groomer. All the buzzwords are there for somebody like him to actually be taken off a project or canceled or, put on trial or whatever, man. But, I find it odd. And plus, let's not forget that Ezra Miller, I mean, we talking about, abuse towards women. We saw this fool choke a girl out on camera.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal? Whoa, bro. You want to fight? You want to learn it?
It's funny to me that Ezra Miller gets to go out and have no consequences at all for this. I mean, maybe there's some professional consequences for this, but this man is ready to go to jail. Now I know it's a different thing. This is with a girlfriend. This is domestic abuse. It's different studios. I don't know. Maybe you go to Warner Brothers when you want to get away with shit. I don't know. This is Disney that dropped him for, and which we'll talk about in a little bit. This is Disney that dropped Jonathan Majors from being in the Marvel universe anymore. And Disney
was he?
What's that?
Was Ezra convicted for domestic violence?
No, that's the thing. It was this was and just to play fair right here, this was something where this was not somebody he was dating. It looked like it was playful and it turned kind of weird, so even then I don't know if I can equate this to the same thing, but I don't know. But those other accusations that he had, I don't know if he ever went to trial for those. I will say that I think you have a case of 2 different studios doing something. You have Warner Brothers who they want to get paid. They want their money, and they're going to try to make this project go out there and be, and we're talking about The Flash. They're going to try to get this out there as much as they can because they spent money on it, which, by the way, the movie still flopped. And some people say it flopped because probably Ezra Miller is not somebody that people are very fond of. But then you got Disney. Disney's all about, they're about money, but they're about getting their money through their brand. Disney is completely about their look, their image. And so that's why I said the moment that this started happening, I said, they're going to sit back they're going to sit back in the wings and see what happens with this. But I do believe that he's dropped because they don't want to have this kind of pressure on them. They want to have this image on them. They don't want to deal with anybody, especially right now, has this image of domestic abuse. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened, man.
I do commend Disney though. I mean, granted, I don't know what their what their motive was, what they're going to do, whether he was convicted or not. But the writing was on the wall, and Disney wrote it, but they wrote it in pencil. All right.
Yeah.
So it was a case where maybe if he didn't get convicted with them, they would erase it and say we're good. But I do commend from not, just axing them altogether. They waited and saw. I gave it to them for that because I thought they would have pulled the plug off. I thought they would have pulled the plug a long time ago. They actually waited to the bitter end. So I'm like, all right.
You know what though? But they had their hand on the plug, ready to yank that shit.
Oh yeah,
out
like
the
I said, it was written on the wall. It was in pencil,
yeah.
But now they put that shit in permanent marker now.
Oh hell yeah! No, they were sitting back waiting, and and I listen. I'm gonna tell you something. I believe, and deep in my heart, I believe that Disney really was. They made the decision a long time ago. They wanted to give the image. They wanted to give the perception that they were being fair and trying to give him a chance. But they were by themselves sometimes. They were making plans. They sat back trying to make plans on what is our next move? What do we do? Can we make some kind of announcement? This man was already gone 2 weeks ago. I can tell you that right now. Last week, definitely he was gone.
Oh yeah, when them texts came out, yeah. Definitely.
Yo, he was gone. Yeah, man.